But for people who are very interested in trying to understand what the evidence is, both from the living world as well as what we know of the past, of how humans fit in, I think for people who have that, who are willing to acknowledge that that's a really important question, then I think they will have no trouble reconciling their belief system, whatever it is, with an evolutionary worldview. And in fact, there are many scientists from Darwin's time to the present who have their own personal religious beliefs, and often very different kinds of religious beliefs from many different world religions, who are perfectly willing to acknowledge the importance of the evolutionary framework. The evolutionary framework explains so much of what we understand about modern biology that if we at least as scientists, as people who are inquiring about the world around us, we can't, we're not in a good position to throw it out because we have no other theory that explains anything like what evolution does. And therefore, so we don't see it as being a theory under threat. That's not to say there aren't interesting questions to be resolved or new discoveries to be made, but really all theories have interesting questions at their periphery, and eagerly look forward to new discoveries. But we're not it's not a matter of this being a frail theory that is pretty lame in terms of how it helps us study and evaluate the living as well as the fossil world. It's actually very robust. So, but I don't think it's inconsistent with various kinds of religious belief, although it doesn't necessarily imply a religious view either. So I think it's fair to say that that nature is, well, as one of my colleagues says, nature has no vested interest in being understood. And nature doesn't give up some of her deepest secrets easily, and particularly those of a more philosophical nature. I mean, we can understand a lot about the mechanisms of things occurring, but the questions as to why, those are not questions that we really learn from studying nature per se. Those are things that we have to learn in more further reflection ourselves.